Hello students, welcome to Daily English Homework. In this video, we are going to listen to a short speech by Vladimir Putin. And of course, your homework is to listen to what he says in English and write down what he says and then post it in the comments. Mistakes are okay. So of course, we're just going to hear his English. I'm going to make a few comments on his English. But your job is always to write down exactly every word you hear. I'm going to play about 30 seconds of the speech, not too long, but your homework is to transcribe. Write down exactly what you hear. Let's get started. Here we go. Putin, Russia's president, speaking English.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to greet members and guests of the General Assembly of the International Exhibitions Bureau. Russia has a long and rich experience of participation in the World Expo movement. We took part in the very first Universal Exhibition in London in 1851, at the Paris Exhibition in 1900. Our pavilion won the Calder Gold Medal and Grand Prix.
Okay, we're going to stop there. That is him speaking English. I'm going to play it a couple more times, but before we listen again, your homework is to listen, write down what you hear. Mistakes are okay. I don't expect you to be perfect because let's make a few comments about his English. Honestly, I don't want to sound bad. It doesn't sound like he's speaking English. It sounds like what many politicians do is the English words are changed into the local language. So he's saying the word with Russian pronunciation. It's spelled out for him in Russian. And he's just saying what he's reading. I don't know if he understands everything he's saying. He probably understands. He's seen a translation of it. But he's just, you can see he's practiced this a lot. He's practiced his facial movements, when he should, put emphasis on a word. He's practiced it. But still, doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound like he's speaking English. I could be wrong. I couldn't really find much on the internet about Vladimir Putin's English, but let's listen again. I do understand every word he says, so I do expect you to properly write down the words. So let's listen again. Again, your homework is to write down the words. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to greet members and guests of the General Assembly of the International Exhibitions Bureau. Russia has a long and rich experience of participation in the World Expo movement. We took part in the very first Universal Exhibition in London in 1851, at the Paris Exhibition in 1900. Our pavilion won the Calder Gold Medal and Grand Prix.
All right. So again, I really don't want to be negative, but he looks well rehearsed. He practiced a lot, but still he looks stiff. It doesn't look natural. He looks like he's trying to do a good job. He does a good job, like he says the words. I know he really doesn't like speaking English. He usually has a translator, so good for him to do this. Well, let's listen again. Again, your homework is to write down the words. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to greet members and guests of the General Assembly of the International Exhibitions Bureau. Russia has a long and rich experience of participation in the World Expo movement. We took part in the very first Universal Exhibition in London in 1851, at the Paris exhibition in 1900. Our pavilion won the Coldet Gold Medal and Grand Prix. But in
Okay. He does enunciate. I can start saying positive stuff. He does enunciate every word to make sure it's clear. There's a few words there that I think you might have some trouble with where it's not so clear, but he does a good job because he's practiced it. Whoever's helping him, whoever helped him to say this speech is great because they did a good job to make someone who doesn't, I'm going to guess, doesn't speak English to make them say a speech. We just listened to about 30 seconds. The full speech is about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So they did a good job there. But is his English good? He did a good job with this speech, but if I heard his natural English, I don't think he speaks English very well. He doesn't have to. He didn't need to. He's got translators, whatever. He's a leader of a great country, Russia. I don't know Russian, so I can't really be too unfair with him. I'm sure my Russian is a lot worse than his English. All right, so that is Vladimir Putin, the leader of Russia, speaking English in a speech. You got to write down that 30 seconds exactly what he said. I'm going to guess, like, I can understand him. He does have a Russian accent, but I'm going to guess you guys are going to have a little trouble with what he said because of his accent. And there's some parts that are a little bit not clear. Do your best. Mistakes are okay. Post it below in the comment section. Good luck, everyone.